yeah, so I'll be a free agent this year, and oh my god, I feel like this is just super exciting. So
Satou Sabally has ignited excitement across the basketball world with recent hints that she might join a new WNBA team, sparking rumors about a potential move to the Indiana Fever. Why Indiana? Well, fans are starting to envision an incredible scenario. Sabally joining forces with the sensational Caitlin Clark to help bring the Fever their first championship in decades. Clark's star power has already captivated audiences, drawing record-breaking crowds and pushing the WNBA's popularity to new heights.
There's some buzz out there about Satou Sabally heading over to the Fever, and I'll tell you why. So someone on Twitter found and reposted this comment from TikTok, "Fever will welcome you," that Satou Sabally herself liked, as well as liking this comment, "Would love to see you with the Fever." By the way, shout out to Esok here. I know you and I have chatted a little in my comment.
Now imagine combining that with Sabally's versatility, experience, and winning mindset. Together, they could transform the Fever into a powerhouse, setting the stage for a truly game-changing season. Let's explore how these elements could come together to turn this dream into a reality. To begin, Satou Sabally's hint at wanting a fresh start has put several WNBA teams on high alert, particularly the Indiana Fever. Sabally, with her impressive skill set and competitive drive, knows exactly what it takes to win at the highest levels. Her presence on the Fever could immediately elevate the team, adding the kind of experience and leadership they need to contend for a title. Indiana is building a squad focused on top-tier competition, and Sabally's potential arrival would be a perfect fit for their vision.
So it's a lot of movement for me this offseason.
Her drive to succeed, versatility on both ends of the court, and relentless work ethic align perfectly with Indiana's ambitions. Bringing her on board would lay a strong foundation, empowering rising stars like Caitlin Clark to truly shine in the Fever's pursuit of a championship. But Sabally's potential addition isn't the only major shift the Fever are experiencing. Indiana's management structure is undergoing a seismic transformation, signaling the franchise's readiness to step up to the big leagues. Key leadership changes have introduced Amber Cox to the management team and brought in the highly respected coaching talent of Stephanie White.
When I'm, looking at all these things that people are talking about with Caitlin Clark, it's like, guys, chill out. Like, she's gonna be fine. Like, it's 2 games in. Are you kidding me? She's a student of the game. She got better every year.
With longtime GM Lynn Dunn and former head coach Christy Sides passing the torch, the Fever are poised for a new era under Cox and White. Stephanie White is more than up for the challenge. Her tactical mind and proven coaching prowess have garnered respect league-wide. Known for her exceptional ability to develop young talent, White's experience will be crucial in guiding rising star Caitlin Clark and creating a winning foundation to support Indiana's renewed ambitions.
But that's not the only evidence that Satou Sabally might be leaving the Dallas Wings. In this comment, you have someone saying here, "Satou, please stay in Dallas. Either way, I'll always support." To which her response is, "Dallas will always be my first real American hometown." She said first, as in past tense, as in maybe she's going somewhere else in the future. And Satou Sabally is a free agent next season. My prediction was that the Dallas Wings were going to try to core her, which means the team can decide whether she leaves or stays. But if they did core her, they would have to pay her a max salary cap. I don't really know what's going on with the Wings. They did just fire their coach. They didn't do really well this season. I don't know how organized they are, but maybe Satou does want to go to the Fever.
Stephanie White's arrival couldn't have been timed better. Caitlin Clark, the young superstar, has not only captured the hearts of fans across the nation, but has already cemented herself as one of the WNBA's most electrifying and impactful players. Her dynamic playing style, deep-range shooting accuracy, and relentless competitiveness have attracted unprecedented viewership to the league, transforming the landscape of women's basketball. However, even a generational talent like Clark requires a coach who can channel her raw abilities into something greater, maximizing her full potential. Stephanie White appears perfectly suited for this challenge. Known for her player-focused approach and adaptability, White has a track record of developing players by recognizing and enhancing their unique strengths. This combination could be precisely what Clark needs to take her game, and the Fever, to new heights.
Grow into not just the players that they are, but grow into the spotlight that they have, how they lead, how they make their teammates better, how they lift one another up, how they've handled all of the things that have come their way, and all of those things that come your way are certainly earned when you're put in this position, right? It's like, people say it all the time, like, oh man, you'd hate to be. No, you don't. Like, as an athlete, this is what you want, right? You want to be the one that is the hunted. You want to be the one that has the opportunity to impact, and not just impacting, little girls and boys, but impacting the game, impacting your team, impacting our culture. And these two have led the way with that. And then you put it together and you've got the point guard and the center. Are you kidding me? Like, you've got the bookends that you want to build around. And these two are the best. And I think that there's so many things that they do well right now. And you saw the difference from the beginning of the season to the end of the season and how much better they got with one another, how much they could anticipate what one another was going to do, how they facilitated with one another. But there's so much room for growth.
Christy Sides, the former head coach, faced challenges in fully tapping into Caitlin Clark's extraordinary potential. Clark is a big game player who not only thrives under pressure, but seems to shine brightest when the stakes are high. Yet, despite Sides' coaching experience, she couldn't fully harness Clark's unique abilities or establish the support system needed to amplify her game. Recognizing this gap, the Indiana Fever decided it was time for a new approach, opting for someone with the expertise and vision to manage a rising superstar. That's where Stephanie White steps in. White has proven time and again that she can handle big challenges, and her extensive knowledge of the league makes her the ideal coach to bring out the best in Clark. With her tactical savvy and deep understanding of player development, White is uniquely positioned to lead Clark and the Fever to a level of competition they've been striving for.
And to imply that we should just ignore the impact that Caitlin Clark had on this team, this league, this sport. Nah, it doesn't work that way.
Caitlin Clark isn't just a phenomenal athlete. She's a force of personality. Her passion, energy, and charisma have captivated fans of all ages, drawing a new generation into the WNBA. Clark's magnetic presence on the court and her undeniable talent require a coach with a unique approach, someone who can channel her boundless energy in a way that maximizes her potential. That's where Stephanie White comes in. Known for her balanced approach to coaching, White brings the right mix of firmness and flexibility, qualities essential for guiding a standout player like Clark. White's commitment to teamwork and her philosophy of empowering her players align perfectly with what Clark needs. This could be the partnership the Fever have long awaited, where a coach not only understands Clark's game, but knows how to elevate it, creating a synergy that could lead Indiana to new heights in the league.
I had 16 years with Tamika Catchings as our focal point, so that was a good place to start. And we were a defensive-oriented team, and but I would say,
Which is why I didn't play.
I know it's just all some time on the court.
Now, picture adding Satou Sabally to this lineup. Sabally's presence on the Fever roster could be exactly what Caitlin Clark needs to elevate Indiana into a true championship contender. With her valuable experience and a championship mindset, Sabally brings the kind of support that perfectly complements Clark's raw talent. She's been in high-stakes games, knows how to win, and understands the demands of building a title-winning team. Sabally's ability to play multiple positions, score reliably, and defend with intensity would provide the Fever with the versatility they've been missing. Her experience combined with Clark's explosive play style could create a dynamic duo, giving Indiana a fierce edge over competitors. Together, they would form a balanced, powerful combination capable of challenging any team in the league and potentially changing the course of Indiana Fever's future in the WNBA.
And maybe I'm biased, but like, why wouldn't you want to play with Caitlin Clark? Everyone eats when they play with Caitlin Clark. You'll always get a chance to shoot with her, and it could just increase her brand visibility. And looking at Indiana Fever's cap space, it looks like they have $657,000 left for next season, which is actually a pretty good chunk of change to play with to maybe get a more veteran presence.
Caitlin Clark's impact on WNBA viewership is nothing short of revolutionary. Her entry into the league has sparked an incredible surge in fan interest, with audiences tuning in specifically to witness her talent and game-changing performances. Clark has single-handedly redefined the league's appeal, drawing an unprecedented following and generating an excitement the WNBA hasn't seen in years. Recognizing this, the Fever understand that Clark deserves a roster around her that amplifies her abilities rather than relying solely on her to carry the entire team. For Indiana, it's about crafting a balanced squad that complements Clark's strengths and allows her to focus on what she does best, leading the charge with her skill and passion. By building a team that supports her style, the Fever can relieve Clark from carrying the entire load, setting the stage for a more dynamic and sustainable path to success.
Says a lot about Caitlin Clark and what she's doing for the WNBA, because I guarantee last year this would be at like 5,000, maybe 3,000, and now it's passing LeBron James. Has Caitlin Clark surpassed LeBron James? I think people would rather watch Caitlin Clark play than LeBron. I mean, this says it all.
Caitlin Clark is already showing signs of becoming a generational talent in the WNBA, but even the greatest players need a reliable support system to thrive. Adding Satou Sabally to the mix would ensure that Clark doesn't have to shoulder every responsibility on the court. Sabally's presence would allow Clark to play her natural game with confidence, knowing she has a skilled, dependable teammate who can handle her own. Sabally's experience and versatility would provide the ideal balance, freeing Clark from the pressure of carrying the team single-handedly. This dynamic between them could be pivotal for the Fever as they aim to build a sustainable, competitive squad capable of contending for championships year after year, solidifying Indiana's place among the league's elite teams and giving Clark the foundation she needs to reach her full potential. And let's not overlook what a partnership between Caitlin Clark and Satou Sabally could mean for the Fever's playoff ambitions. Sabally's championship experience paired with Clark's offensive firepower would create a formidable challenge for any team facing Indiana. Together, they'd bring a balanced combination of scoring, defense, and on-court leadership essential for a deep playoff run.
Nice. Yeah. The Indiana game this year.
Oh, that was so bad. I was like, oh, we're about to lose. He's like, oh yeah, I got her fired up. We're gonna win. I'm like, yes, Coach Booter looks at me. I'm like, I was so bad in the second half.
Sabally's knowledge of game tempo, her smart shot selection, and her defensive positioning would not only strengthen Indiana's gameplay, but also serve as a guide for the younger, developing players on the roster. For Clark, Sabally could be the seasoned mentor she needs, someone who understands the pressure of high-stakes games and can help her navigate the demands of intense playoff situations. This duo could redefine the Fever's standing in the league, positioning them as serious contenders for a WNBA title. Indiana is making it clear that they're committed to creating a true championship contender. This isn't just about a quick turnaround. It's about building a lasting foundation that could sustain success for years to come. The prospect of adding Satou Sabally to play alongside Caitlin Clark has generated massive excitement, not only in Indiana, but throughout the WNBA. Fans are buzzing with anticipation over the possibility of an unstoppable duo that could finally give Indiana the competitive edge needed to chase their first championship.
Sabally's style, I think, would work really well with the Fever. I already made a video about it a couple months ago. I think she would help space the floor out for Caitlin, maybe draw some defenders away from her, and just overall has a really good court IQ.
With Stephanie White's leadership, the Fever have a coach who knows how to shape raw talent into a cohesive, winning unit. White's ability to harness and develop players' unique strengths gives Indiana the blueprint for success. This thoughtful approach signals that Indiana is poised for a breakout season, potentially reshaping the team's legacy in the WNBA. It's no surprise that Caitlin Clark has brought such a surge of attention to the WNBA. Her playstyle is electrifying, her fierce competitiveness sets her apart, and her influence on the court is undeniable. Clark is the kind of player who doesn't just impact games, she transforms a team's entire narrative. The Indiana Fever recognize her unique talent and are committed to building a support system around her that allows her to shine. Bringing in a seasoned player like Satou Sabally isn't merely a tactical move. It's a clear message to Clark and the fans that Indiana is serious about building a winning franchise. By surrounding Clark with experienced, high-caliber teammates, the Fever are investing in her success and positioning themselves as strong contenders. This commitment demonstrates Indiana's vision for a future defined not only by competitive play, but by championship aspirations.
A rising tide lifts all boats. If folks were more receptive to it, more moments would have arrived. I still contend Caitlin Clark should have been on Team USA. Imagine the international, the global audience that would have followed her. But folks missed it because of feelings, not business.
Looking ahead, the potential for this Indiana Fever squad is truly staggering. Picture Caitlin Clark setting up plays for Sabally, each feeding off the other's energy, working seamlessly to dismantle opponents. The dynamic duo could ignite crowds, fuel excitement, and craft historic moments that fans will remember for years. The Fever aren't simply aiming to make a splash, they're determined to rewrite their story and build a legacy. With Sabally's championship experience and Clark's raw talent and drive, Indiana is positioning itself as one of the most compelling teams in the league, primed to contend at the highest level. Now, it's up to Indiana to turn these aspirations into a remarkable reality and bring home the championship that fans have long been waiting for. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, whilst more videos are on screen now.